Good morning, gang, and happy Money Making Monday. CJ Curry here, back with more NBA player props for you over on PrizePicks. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. I appreciate everybody who's already hit the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed yet, get subscribed now. We're doing free NBA player props on the channel all season long, uploading multiple videos per week for you guys, doing the research, doing the stat diving, so you don't have to. Now, if you appreciate what I do on the channel, leave a like so that this video gets out to more people. YouTube likes when you hit the like button, and that thumbs up really does a lot for the channel's growth. You may want to also share the channel with somebody out there. You know, if you have a friend or somebody who's playing NBA player props or who is a PrizePicks fanatic, share this video with them as well. This will definitely help them in the future with their player prop picks. Now, speaking of player prop picks, we've been running giveaways each and every day that I upload a video, picking people from the previous video's comment section who leave a winning player prop, who have subscribed to the channel and hit the like button. And I've got another winner for you, and that winner is going to receive a free month of Dub Club, which is our VIP community and group that I've created through Dub Club in conjunction with Discord. So you'll get all my picks, plays, and parlays delivered to you right through Discord. So without further ado, let's pick the winner from Friday's video, and it is this guy right here, Carry the G. Carry the G had Evan Mobley going over 28.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And Evan Mobley did go over 28.5 points, rebounds, and assists against the Boston Celtics. So shout out to Carry the G. Now, all you need to do, join the Discord. There's a link down in the description of today's video. Once you're in the Discord, shoot me a DM. Let me know that you are Carry the G, and I will set you up with a free month of Dub Club so that you could start winning more together with us on the inside, those of you who are in Dub Club. So appreciate the comment. We're going to pick somebody else from today's video. If you have a favorite player prop that you're liking and that player prop ends up hitting, comment down in the comment section below. And I'll pick somebody from the comments once again to win a free month of Dub Club, as long as you're subscribed and you've hit the like button, and prefer if you share the video with somebody as well. So what are we looking at in today's video? Well, we got 3 different NBA player prop picks that I've dug up. We're using sportsbook data to help us make decisions. We're using multiple NBA player projection models to help us make decisions. And so that's what I've done. I've already done all the homework and research for you outside of the video before I shot the video here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the PrizePicks board. Now, PrizePicks is still offering $50 for the first time that you play $5. So what you do is you use promo code CJ Curry. You deposit your first bit of money on PrizePicks, and then you risk $5. And when you risk that $5, they're going to give you $50 in return, instantly 10xing your money. So if you're not playing on PrizePicks yet, if you're new to PrizePicks, well, go down to the description of today's video, use that special PrizePicks link that I've left for you down there, and promo code CJ Curry to take advantage of that special offer. All right, Max Christie, he's the first guy that I'm looking at for the Dallas Mavericks. Now, his points are sitting at 13.5. A lot of Max Christie props today are leaning toward the under. So you could go, you know, Max Christie under on points, anything involving his points really. Under on the points and rebound looked like another really solid option for Max Christie. Of course, you can't play 2 Max Christie props in a single entry over on PrizePicks, so you'll have to make a decision if you want to go under on the points or under on the points and rebounds. But this one really caught my eye. It looks good on the sports books as far as the money coming in on the under, and the various player projection models also seem to kind of echo that sentiment that Max Christie won't have that great of a game today. So let's go take a look at the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. Now, guys, if you are not using this tool is probably single-handedly the most important tool that you should use when it comes to any type of player prop decision making on PrizePicks, Underdog, Better, Sleeper, etc. Any of those pick'em style DFS apps, because this tool right here is going to go out, it's going to scan all the different sports books out there. All right, and then it's going to see which way the juice is coming in on the over or the under, and then it's going to do what it shows here on the screen. It's basically going to give you a percentage of the odds of the or chances of this player prop hitting for you for the over or for the under. What it does is it removes the juice or the vig that the sports books charge you, sort of an bloated or inflated odds that they give you. They give you the trimmed down lean version of the odds, and basically give you a nice little percentage here and color code it so it makes it easier for you to decide whether you should be going over or under. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to just simply punch in Max Christie's name. And when we do so, you see that there's a number of different Max Christie player props that you can take, right? They've got his rebounds over at 4. They got his points, which is the one that we're talking about, under at 13.5. They got his points, rebounds, and assists over at 20.5. And they got his rebounds and assists under at 7.5. And they got the points and rebounds at 17.5, leaning for the under as well. So we're going to stick to the points here. This one's got about a 52.5% chance of him staying under 14 points. So 13 or less points today. And this prop ends up cashing for us. So taking a look at some of the sports books, a lot of books still have Max Christie sitting out at 12.5 points. So maybe the 13.5 points is just a little bit too high. So that's kind of one data point that we're looking at, is the fact that some of these sports books have Max Christie at 12.5 points. And the ones that do have him at 13.5 points, he's a slight betting favorite to go under 13.5. So some of the early money is coming in on the under at Max Christie at 13.5 points. So a lot of good sportsbook data and information to consider here on Max Christie, but let's also take a look at some of those player projection models. And you guys know that I use multiple player projection models, and this is one of my favorites of the bunch. This is RotoWire that you see up on the screen. They've built a really fantastic DFS Pick'em prop app tool here that supports PrizePicks. It supports Underdog, DraftKings Pick 6, Sleeper, FanDuel, DraftKings, Sportsbook, BetMGM, BetRivers, RTS Sports, Hard Rock Bet, and Caesar. So it supports a lot of different books and a lot of different apps. But yeah, anything that is involving Max Christie today for the under seems to kind of include his points and or points and assists, points and rebounds, like some combination thereof. But of all these props, the points is the one that kind of stuck out to me amongst all the other ones. Taking a look here at what we have for Max Christie, he's projected for right around 13 points. And as I mentioned in previous videos, you want to shave about 10% more off of that 13-point projection. So that definitely puts him under the 13 mark, but leaning definitely more toward the under than the over. Now, he's kind of hit this weird little skid or slump. He's gone under now in 4 straight games. 13.5 points. He's gone under in 4 straight games. Now, I will admit that the Dallas Mavericks are pretty beat up here, but the projections already consider and factor in who's in and who's out for the Dallas Mavericks tonight. So we don't have to overthink things. The projection models already kind of factor all that stuff in for us. But this is one projection that has Max Christie going under at 13 points. Let's also slide over here to Fantasy Labs, another great tool. Their projections have Max Christie at just 12 points. Again, his line is 13.5 right now on PrizePicks. Some books have him at 12.5. This projection for him over on Fantasy Labs has him at just 12. So loving what we're seeing there. We're also going to go take a look at Roto Grinders and Shot Quality's projections. They got him at 12.25 points, putting him under 13.5 once again. So another favorable projection for the under on Max Christie. Let's go take a look at LineStar, another site that supports a lot of different sports and a lot of different player projection props. 13.5 points is the line for Max Christie. Their projection for his points are just 6.2. So they got him going well under 13.5. I think that's probably just a little too low. I do expect him to score more than 6 points, but the 13.5 does seem a little bit high just based on all the projections that we're looking at here. And this is another free one. This one's called Betting Pros. Betting Pros also leaning under on Max Christie's points. They got him at a more generous number, but still under. His projection there is 11.9 points. So a lot of unders for Max Christie today. I'm going to take the points under 13.5 if I had to kind of narrow things down. So that's your first prop. The next prop that I'm looking at is Cade Cunningham of the Detroit Pistons. They're going to be shorthanded tonight. Obviously, Jay Divey's been out for a while now. But on top of that, Tobias Harris is going to be out tonight, which means Malik Beasley's supposed to be stepping into the starting lineup. I don't know how that's going to shake things up. I'm going to probably stay away from Malik Beasley. He's better when he's coming off of the bench and doesn't have to compete for usage with some of the other high usage players in the starting lineup for the Pistons. So for me, I'm probably staying away from Malik Beasley. But I do like some Cade Cunningham without Tobias Harris for more than 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And again, this is all driven by sportsbook data and by these projection models. This isn't any type of personal gut choice or decision. This isn't any type of personal bias. This is all data driven, as my picks always are. I ride with the data. I die with the data. We're not going to get them all right. but that could be said about any process, any type of method that you use to try and decide on your player props. So, bet responsibly, pace yourselves. We've got a long road ahead as far as these NBA games are concerned. But nonetheless, Cade Cunningham over 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists caught my eye because if you go out to the sports books here and you check on some of the Cade Cunningham lines, the points and rebounds, they like him under at 31.5, but they like him over on just the assists at 9.5. But when you take a look at the points, rebounds, and assists, they do have him going over there at 51.6% chance of him clearing. Now, 51.6% is not a huge edge or advantage, but it is a slight edge, a slight advantage. And over time, in the long run, these slight edges and slight advantages end up adding up and being profitable for us. And that's what we're doing. We're playing the long game here, okay? So Cade Cunningham looking like a reasonable plus EV, positive expected value option for more than 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So let's look at some of the projections for Cade tonight. Cade's on a little bit of a slump here, a 3-game skid where he has gone under 40.5. But if there was ever a matchup, ever an opponent for him to get back on track, it's going to be this Utah Jazz team. They're just not very good. They're competing for, one of the top draft picks. They're already kind of in tank mode. A lot of their key guys and starters are sitting out and have sat out multiple games this season. No reason to put wear and tear on these Utah Jazz stars, guys like Lauri Markkanen, etc. Why put the added miles and wear and tear on their bodies when they're not going anywhere this season? They're not winning anything. So anyway, Cade Cunningham at 41.79 projected points, rebounds, and assists. That's a 1.29 differential versus his line right now on PrizePicks, which is sitting at 40.5. So Cade's in desperate need of a bounce back game, and maybe this is the game to get him back on track. And the reason I say that is because his last 3 head-to-heads against the Utah Jazz have been very prosperous for him. He's gone over 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists in 3 straight games against the Jazz, 44, 49, and 44 points, rebounds, and assists in those contests. So very good historical hit rates. Take those with a grain of salt, though. A lot has changed, obviously, in players and personnel from the Utah side and the Detroit side since those games were played. So kind of have to, like I said, take that with a grain of salt. Don't let that be the end-all, be-all of your decision making. But let's also look at some other projections for Cade on some of these other sites here. We got him projected for 44.5 points, rebounds, and assists over on Fantasy Labs. So that is obviously a massive projection when you consider the line is just 40.5 over on PrizePicks. We're also going to go over here to shot quality and take a look at Cade there. Cade's projection right around 44 PRA, 43.97. So this could be the game that Cade desperately needs to kind of get back on track here. Looking at where he's at on LineStar is one of the few sites today that seems to have Cade Cunningham going under 40.5 PRA. They got him at 32.8. And then we'll also take a look at Betting Pros, which is a great free resource. If you're interested, you can check out bettingpros.com for all these player projections that they have for free, if you like free stuff. They've got Cade projected for 41.7 points, rebounds, and assists. So I'm leaning over on Cade Cunningham. Hopefully he gets back on track after kind of a quiet last 3 games. The third and final pick that I have is Zach LaVine. Now, another piece of injury news for this game for Zach LaVine that's going to impact LaVine is the fact that Domantas Sabonis is expected out tonight for Sacramento. So no Sabonis, which means Jonas Valanciunas will probably step into the starting center role for the Sacramento Kings. But there was a lot of things that were looking good here for Zach LaVine this morning. The over on the points, rebounds, and assists, and the over on the points and assists, I think, were the 2 that kind of really stuck out to me. This game should stay somewhat competitive here between Sacramento and Dallas. It doesn't look like it's going to be one that's in like great risk, great danger of a blowout. In fact, it's a 232-point total with just a 2-point spread. So I don't mind taking some overs from this game, especially on the stars, guys like Zach LaVine and or maybe like a Kyrie Irving from the other side. But nonetheless, Zach LaVine may be thrusted into slightly larger role when it comes to getting assists, getting rebounds without Domantas Sabonis, a guy who gets a ton of assists and ton of rebounds, especially for a center. Maybe Zach LaVine steps into a little bit more of those assists and rebounds. But taking a look at some Zach LaVine lines over on the various sports books, we've got Zach LaVine Kind of leaning more toward the over on 27.5 points plus assists, a 52.1% chance that he goes over there. So if you like the PA, you could go over on the PA for LaVine. The other one was the PRA, the 51.1% chance of him going over 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's pretty much at 32.5 on most books, but I will say DraftKings does have him a point higher, a tick higher on the points and assists and the points, rebounds, and assists. So DraftKings, their lines makers seem to have LaVine kind of bumped up a little bit versus some of these other sites. The other one would be the points plus rebounds. That's another one that's trending toward the over early this morning here on Monday. So 3 different Zach LaVine options. All of them kind of include the points and some combination of assists, rebounds and assists, or just the rebounds. But yeah, a lot of love for Zach LaVine from what I'm seeing here from the betting public on all these different sports books. So let's take a look at the projections for Zach LaVine. He's been a little hit or miss in terms of his performance for the Sacramento Kings thus far. He kind of had a weird little like seesaw yo-yo effect going. He'd have like one game where he went over, and then one when he went under, and then the next game he'd go over, and the next game he'd go under. So kind of interesting to kind of see like a pattern forming for Zach LaVine, but without Sabonis in there, it's going to definitely shake things up. But the top way, according to RotoWire, to play Zach LaVine would be the over on 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists. This one is projecting very favorably. No, it doesn't have the greatest hit rates in the world, but you should be taking hit rates again with like a grain of salt. But we mentioned some of the other ones. The points and assists are projecting over as well. Even fantasy score, which kind of is a combination of points, rebounds, assists, plus blocks and steals, and you get deducted a point for turnovers. That one's also looking good according to RotoWire here. And then the points plus rebounds is another option. But yeah, number of different ways you could go here for LaVine. As far as what he's done here recently in terms of the points, rebounds, and assists, he has gone over the PRA line in 4 out of his last 6 games. So that's kind of good in terms of a recent sample size. This one's projecting for 34.3, we'll call it. So about a 1.8 PRA differential versus his line of 32.5. So there's your first projection. Let's head over here to Fantasy Labs and take a look at what they have him projected for. Again, his line's 32.5. His projection's right around 34 points, rebounds, and assists. So that's a good projection for Zach LaVine. Taking a look over on shot quality, they got him up at 33.65 PRA. Another strong projection for Zach LaVine. We'll go over to LineStar next. LineStar likes Zach LaVine to go over his PRA of 32.5, over his points and rebounds. So a lot of love here for Zach LaVine. They don't like his points and assists quite as much. So PRA, P, or the PR looks like the best way to go for Zach LaVine. And then last but not least, we're going to go back over to Betting Pros and take a look at the projections for Zach LaVine there. And again, everything's pretty much leaning over, including the points and assists. So over on PA, over on PRA, over on the P, and over on the PR as well. So a lot of love for Zach LaVine on the Betting Pros model. So there you go. Some overs on Zach LaVine. You can, I guess, decide for yourself which one you like the most. We'll take maybe PA off and say like PRA, if I had to kind of narrow it down to one, could be a look, or possibly the PR without Sabonis in there. Maybe LaVine grabs a couple of extra rebounds tonight, but kind of uncharted territory. We are going to see what happens. This is the first time we've seen Sabonis out since LaVine has joined the Kings, so kind of flying blind on that one. But if you guys want to join the Dub Club, feel free to do so. I've left a link down in the comment section of today's video, the top pinned comment there. You get a 7-day all-access free pass to join Dub Club. And then after that 7-day trial runs out, then you can decide you want to stay on for a month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, totally up to you. The longer you stay, the cheaper it is for you. But the most you'll pay is $20 per month, which comes out to about 67 cents per day. Shoot, you could probably find that in the crack of your couch cushion. You could probably find that walking down the sidewalk today. So it's not very expensive at all. All it takes is one 2-pick power play for $10, and your Dub Club membership is paid for the entire month. And I think we could absolutely accomplish that. We've been coming really close and or hitting big slips each and every night. So hopefully tonight is more of the same, and we have some more success hunting for that big 25x payout. But hopefully you love all of the picks, and hopefully they'll hit for you. Leave a comment down in the comment section below with your favorite pick. If that pick hits, I'll select somebody in the next video to win a free month of Dub Club. on me. All right, good luck on all your picks, plays, and parlays. We'll catch you in the next video real soon. Peace.